National Corporate Partners, BlueScope and Taubmans, Alspec, Dulux and Brickworks, Bondorm and Techno, Lysart, Fielders and Bosch, Plan Cover and Architecture Media, as well as the New South Wales chapter partner, Westox Building Products.
Well, hello everyone and welcome to the 2022 New South Wales Architecture Awards. It's great to be back celebrating architecture across the state. To begin, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the lands on which we're all gathered this evening, across New South Wales and indeed Australia. And I pay respect to elders and community as continuing custodians of their rich cultural heritage. And to begin the announcements with an acknowledgement of country, I'd like to introduce Marnie Retty from Cornetziong Architecture.
Wadeo. I am a proud Palawa and Ngāti woman. I was born and raised on Gadigal and Bidjigal country. My name is Marnie Retty. I didn't grow up on either of my ancestral lands, and I don't speak either of my languages. I was adopted into the urban Koori community of Redfern with my brothers and my parents. There, aunties and uncles wrapped us in cultural knowledge and community. Elders taught me the importance of country and how it cares for us as long as we care for it. And right now, country, and consequently we, need healing. I'm currently a graduate of architecture at Cornetziong Architecture, and I've dedicated my academic and professional career to honouring the Indigenous ontology and epistemology my elders hold and teach today. I believe architecture can be used as a tool for healing our country when it has so often been used as a weapon against it. That begins with acknowledging the various Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander countries across the nation that we live, work, and thrive on today. It begins by recognising and thanking country and Indigenous communities for their time, energy, and sharing of knowledge and truth. By seeing and honouring their ongoing connection to the lands, skies, and waterways. Country is never ceded, and sovereignty sustains. It all starts by paying our deepest respects to the traditional custodians of country, recognising they've cared for it since the first sunrise. The elders of these cultures, past, present, and emerging, are the keepers and teachers of our cultural knowledge. To share space, learn from, and work with them is an honour, and I respect them, their communities, and their ongoing cultures. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Marnie. Well, we have a very big night ahead of us. We'll be seeing 136 shortlisted projects and entrants across the awards and prizes categories, and there are many announcements ahead today. We have 4 prizes, 24 commendations, 29 awards and 12 named awards. I'd like to acknowledge and thank all the many jurors for their time, consideration and deliberations this year, and in particular the Chair of Juries, Peter Mould, who we'll be hearing from shortly. Now, before we get underway with the announcements, a few points for the New South Wales members to note. The Celebrating Architecture event is happening on July 29 at the Australian Museum, where you can celebrate the awards face-to-face. Now, this event is for all architects and their consulting and construction teams across New South Wales, and everyone is welcome. There's a link in the YouTube description below to register for tickets. There's also the Country Division Roadshow and Architecture Awards on October the 14th. And the Newcastle Architecture Awards for 2023 will be held early this year on November the 18th. And if you really want to plan ahead, make a note for the New South Wales Prizes and Honours Awards and end-of-year celebrations, which will be held at the Art Gallery of New South Wales on December the 2nd. And if you missed any of that, you'll find the details on the Institute's website. And now, to get underway, I'd like to hand over to the New South Wales Chapter President, Laura Cockburn.
Welcome to the 2022 New South Wales Architecture Awards ceremony. We are thrilled to have you join us from all across New South Wales and Australia. In the spirit of reconciliation, the Institute would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their connections to land, sea and community. We pay our respects to elders past and present and emerging, and extend the respect to Torres Strait Islander and Aboriginal people here tonight. This year continues to provide an array of wonderful projects displaying design excellence across New South Wales, with 185 entries across 12 different categories. This was also the first year that we piloted our sustainability data collection for each entry to great success. Over 85% of entries completed the requirements, and we will be providing further information on that data in the coming weeks. We welcome feedback with the process and will be continuing to include this requirement for all awards into the future, and we thank you for those of you who participated. Our jurors were also able to visit our projects across the state, and neither flood nor the ongoing pandemic deterred them from the task. I thank them for their time and their contribution to this leading awards program within the profession. The variety and quality of projects entered this year flags yet another exciting time within architecture in New South Wales, and I wish all the shortlisted entrants the very best of luck. To those receiving accolades tonight, congratulations and good luck as you progress to the National Awards. To those of you who attend the shortlisting, congratulations. To you, this is also a great award. And so, to tonight's announcements. Over to you, Viv.
Thanks so much, Laura. Well, before we move on to the main awards, which recognise exemplary projects, we have an important prize to announce, which is awarded to a person or an architectural collaboration, the New South Wales EmAGN Architect Prize, supported by BlueScope. This prize recognises an outstanding contribution to architectural practice, education, design excellence and community involvement, advancing the profession's role within the public arena. And so, without any further ado, the 2022 New South Wales EmAGN Architect Prize is awarded to Cheng-Yi Lim, Director of Sibling Architecture. Cheng-Yi's impressive and rounded career portfolio, spanning private practice, education and advocacy, make her the ideal candidate for this prize. Cheng-Yi has used her reach in the profession to champion diversity and advocate for women in architecture through invited panels and talks. Further to this, her build work puts siblings research into practice, exploring relevant societal themes such as models of home ownership, ageing and multi-generational housing. Her esteemed expertise to the wider profession spans institute committees and membership of the State Design Review Panel. And through her appointment as Associate Professor of Practice at the University of Sydney School of Architecture, Building and Planning, she is contributing directly to the development of the Master's curriculum and shaping the next generation of architects. Congratulations, Cheng-Yi Lim. And I'm absolutely delighted to be joined now live by Cheng-Yi. Congratulations. How does it feel to receive this prize?
I'm flabbergasted. I'm absolutely thrilled. Thank you so much, everyone, to the jury and to the Institute. Yeah, thank you so much. It's a really special award, I think, to recognise early career architects and their contribution to the built environment and the profession. So thank you.
And Cheng-Yi, do you have a message for other early career architects who are watching this evening?
Yeah, I mean, keep persevering. It's not easy. It's very hard. And, you know, I need to make really special mention to my co-directors, Amelia, Nick and Timothy, who are tuning in down in Melbourne. We've been working at this for such a long time, and it's, you know, there's been a lot of blood, sweat and tears, so they say, and so it's really great to be recognised as practice as well. And I also need to acknowledge, you know, our wider team. I've got my team downstairs in Sydney, but also the amazing group of people down in Melbourne that, you know, make everything happen in our practice. So, yeah.
Excellent. And look, receiving this prize can be an opportunity to have a platform to advocate for issues that you consider to be particularly important. Are there any issues that you'd like to advocate for or promote in your role now as the New South Wales EmAGN Architect Prize recipient?
I think I would like to, I guess, keep supporting early career architects and I guess help the wider community and profession to, you know, take a bit more of a risk or chance in engaging with them. I think that, like I said earlier, there's a lot that we can contribute, even though we're, you know, a bit less, have a few less years under our belt. But yeah, so.
Excellent. And before I let you go, is there anyone else that you'd like to acknowledge? You have referenced your team, who I understand are downstairs, and in Melbourne. Anyone else?
Yeah, I have to definitely acknowledge my family, particularly my mother. She's also an architect and she's always been a really great support for me. And my partner, Ross, for being very patient with me and the career and, yeah, everything. So thanks.
Oh, wonderful. Well, look, lovely that you could join us this evening. It sounds like there might be a party getting started where you are. So on that note, congratulations and have a fantastic night.
Thank you.
Hi, we're KTA, and you're watching the New South Wales Architecture Awards.
Nicely choreographed, KTA. Thank you so much for that message. And now to two prizes unique to the New South Wales chapter. The first of which is the City of Sydney Lord Mayor's Prize. The Lord Mayor selects the prize recipient, and for the announcement, it's my pleasure to hand over to the Honourable Clover Moore, City of Sydney Lord Mayor.
Thank you, Viv, and good evening, everyone. I would first of all like to acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, the traditional custodians of our land, and pay my respects to the elders both past and present. The 2022 Lord Mayor's Prize will be shared by two outstanding projects. Both are significant for the new public spaces they are creating as much as they are for the individual works of architecture. The prize celebrates the work of architects as placemakers and collaborators who go beyond the design of buildings to create urban experiences of life and joy. This year, 4 projects were chosen by Graham Yarn, our Director of City Planning, Development and Transport, for the shortlist. Let's look at his nominees.
Walsh Bay Arts Precinct by Tonkin Silaika Greer Architects. Ultimo Public School by Designing Sydney, Lacoste and Stevenson, and BMC2, Architects in Association. 52 Reservoir Street by SJB. And Key Quarter Lanes by SJB, Sylvester Fuller, Studio Bright, Carter Williamson, Lipman Partnership and Aspect Studios.
The first of our winners tonight is 52 Reservoir Street by SJB. Congratulations. And the second winner tonight is Key Quarter Lanes. This project is a collaboration by SJB, Sylvester Fuller, Studio Bright, Carter Williamson, Lipman Partnership and Aspect Studios. Congratulations to everyone involved in both projects, and a big thank you to all our architects, landscape architects, artists and designers who together are helping create a more livable, sustainable and beautiful city.
Well, congratulations to the project teams there, and thank you so much, Clover. The next announcement is the New South Wales Premier's Prize. The prize is awarded by the New South Wales Premier, the Honourable Dominic Perrottet, from a shortlist of projects selected by the New South Wales Government Architect, which are of benefit to the people of New South Wales. And without any further ado, I'm delighted to announce that the 2022 Premier's Prize is awarded to Newcastle East End Stage 1 by SJB, Durback Block Jaggers and Tonkin Silaika Greer. This project skillfully addresses the key policy priorities of delivering well-connected communities with quality local environments and supporting the creation of strong communities by its clear connection to place and its contribution to the transformation of Newcastle, one of New South Wales' most important regional centres. Congratulations, SJB, Durback Block Jaggers and Tonkin Silaika Greer. And we're heading live to the party at SJB HQ, I understand, where I'm joined now by David and Emily. Woohoo indeed. Hey, congratulations. A couple of announcements already under your belt there, Team SJB. Congratulations on obviously the City of Sydney Lord Mayor's Prize for those two projects we've just announced. But if I can move on to the Premier's Prize, what does it mean to you to receive this accolade tonight?
It's obviously a huge honour. I've got David from Durback Block Jaggers here as well. It was a super collaborative project and an amazing team that we worked with Tonkins Leica Greer and Aspect Studios also. It's my hometown, so I'm extra proud to have been involved in that project. And yeah, we've obviously just had a lot of announcements in one, so yeah, we're super proud. Over to you, David.
Well, again, look.
David, would you like to say anything before I throw my next question at you?
No, throw your next question at
Indeed. Well, look, we heard in the citation there, and of course in the longer citation about this project, the very many contributions the teams have made to Newcastle on this score. Contribution to public realm, community building, respecting heritage fabric, the list goes on. But can I ask, what are you most proud of having achieved with this project?
It's a difficult question. Look, we were just thrilled to be invited to be involved in the project as well, and that's thanks to SJB who brought us along. It's fantastic to have an opportunity to work on a project that's really alters and improves a portion of the city in such a positive way. And I think we're all super proud of the work we did in Newcastle, and also, look, I think we've all fallen in love with Newcastle. Obviously, Emily was already knew about Newcastle, but the rest of us, I think, have discovered a fantastic part of Australia that we weren't familiar with.
Fantastic. And is there anyone in particular that you would like to acknowledge who was involved in this exceptional project?
Obviously the client is a huge part of this, and he's had major aspirations as Iris Capital, and they've brought the team along, and without them it wouldn't have happened. But I think the whole team has been so invested in a good outcome for Newcastle, including the council. So really it's a huge, huge team effort. It's been 8 years of SJB's lives. So yeah, time, effort, and everybody wanting a good outcome.
Yeah, massive goodwill also from the builders, Richard Crooks Construction. So actually everyone involved in the process were trying to do their best work, and I think that shows in the outcome.
Fantastic. Well, guys, on that note, it looks like the party is well and truly underway at SJB headquarters with your teams and collaborators. So on that note, I'll leave you to have a great night. Moving on to the main awards categories, where the juries can bestow 3 types of recognition. Commendations are recognitions of excellence. Awards are given to projects that are exceptional in design and execution. And named awards are the highest honour that can be bestowed in each category. Now, if you've joined us for previous live streams, you'll know that we'll be aiming to cross live to the winners of the named awards. So if you're an entrant, remember to stay close to Skype during the stream, as we'd love to have a quick conversation about your winning project. Now, each of the 13 main awards categories has been assessed by a jury of peers, whose names will appear on screen throughout the night. Their work was overseen by the New South Wales Chair of Juries, Peter Mould. And to give us a sense of what was involved this year, it's my pleasure to hand over to Peter, who sent through this message.
Thanks, Viv, and good evening, everyone. The 2022 awards allow us to yet again celebrate the extraordinary talent and commitment that our members bring to their work. Peter Zumthor once said, "All design work starts from the premise of this physical objective of sensuousness of architecture, of its materials. To experience architecture in a concrete way means to touch, see, hear and smell it. And so in judging architecture, it's important to experience it. The Institute's awards are unique in guaranteeing that in judging projects they are visited. This year's juries visited 108 sites over the length and breadth of New South Wales. The Institute was presented with a right array of excellent projects, confronting the juries with the difficult task of reviewing, shortlisting, visiting and debating the awards. The projects varied greatly in scale and complexity and budget and context. They were judged over 11 categories, each with its own named award. Juries had to make the always difficult choices of awarding the best among many outstanding projects. The jury chairs came together collectively to award the Architecture Medallion chosen from the named awards, the Blacket Prize for regional projects, the EmAGN Prize for an emerging practice or project architect, and the COLORBOND Award for innovation in the use of steel. For the Blacket, they were joined by the Country Division representative, and for COLORBOND by the representative of BlueScope Steel. On behalf of the Institute, I'd like to thank the jurors for their time and dedication, and to give special thanks to the jury chairs for their incisiveness, their clarity of thought, and for their perseverance. It's a truly rewarding task, but also a very demanding one. It's interesting that this year the most awarded category was multi-residential, not only demonstrating the skill and precision of the profession in delivering this building type, but the importance of residential guidelines in the New South Wales planning process to guide excellence and to ensure amenity. I'd also like to thank the Institute staff, especially Peter Fry, for the calm and thorough management of an always complex and sometimes fraught process. Finally, I'd like to thank the architects who submitted their projects and to congratulate those awarded for the important contribution they make to demonstrating the power of good design and for enhancing our built environment. Back to you, Viv.
Thank you so much, Peter. Well, we'll get underway with the very first category, the COLORBOND Award for Steel Architecture, supported by BlueScope. And it's my pleasure to introduce Hazel Derrett from BlueScope, who is also the jury chair, to say a few words and introduce the nominees.
Thanks, Viv, and hi everyone. BlueScope are really proud to be announcing the COLORBOND Award for Steel Architecture at tonight's New South Wales Architecture Awards. On behalf of BlueScope, we would like to wish everyone nominated in this category the very best of luck. Now let's take a look at the shortlisted nominations.
Bundanon by Kirsten Thompson Architects. The Foundry by Lead, FJMT Studio, FJMT Studio and Sissons Architects in Association to DA. Charlotte Park by Cadence & Co. And Ascape Eco Lodge by Vitali Design. Thank you, Hazel. And the jury have awarded the 2022 COLORBOND Award for Steel Architecture to The Foundry by Lead, FJMT Studio, FJMT Studio and Sissons Architects in Association to DA. The Foundry celebrates the use of steel, embracing both its aesthetic qualities and structural possibilities. The exterior is restrained, clad in terracotta with steel-glazed framing, giving a simple, modulated expression to the hall, while internally, the scale of the 9,000-tonne steel structure is on full display and spectacular. It is a reminder of the aesthetic and functional power of steel, honestly expressed at every scale, from engineered large-span structures to smaller human-scale building elements, creating an architecture of enduring value and appeal. Congratulations, FJMT Studios and Sissons. And I'm joined now by Sean McPeak and the team. Congratulations, guys. How's it going?
Good. Yeah.
Terrific, thank you.
Nice work. I always love a cheer. Fantastic. Now, the jury effusive in their praise for this project, and I understand, I'm not sure, is this correct? It's the second largest commercial building in Australia. What was it like to work on?
It was a fantastic project to work on because it was one of a group of buildings that we put together over a period of years. That it was the reimagining of the South Eveleigh precinct, which of course has a rich heritage background with its railway stories, and introducing these large steel buildings was a fabulous way to be able to relate to that heritage precinct. So it was a great project on many levels.
And I understand it's providing a new breed of workplace. Have you had any feedback from your client or the building users?
Yes, we've been there. We've been there a number of times. It was finished just prior to sort of COVID, so it didn't reach full occupation sort of immediately, and it's only really now starting to fill up again. And the building is designed. It's a large building that's got huge floor plates and is capable of taking a very large population. CBA are the tenant that occupy it, and it was very much conceived as a building that would provide a great variety of workplace for their people to sort of move through with external precincts. It's a sort of almost city scale building in itself with the town halls, streets and multiple levels that people can see each other from. So it is a really exciting place to work and collaborate with other people.
And Sean, is there anyone that you'd like to acknowledge or thank who was involved along the way?
Oh, well, I think, as always, we have to think of our client who threw us down a really progressive brief, and in collaboration with CBA, who are really keen to push what contemporary workplace could be. And we also have to think that our team at FGMT worked up to the DA stage with Sissons and Nick and Christian in particular. And then, of course, we had like all these larger projects, a really diverse and so broad team of consultants and experts that we worked with very collaboratively over many years. And then within our own team, there's a number of people that it's dangerous to sort of mention people at the risk of forgetting others. But I think some of the ones in this room, Sonka, Jonathan, Stephen, some of the ones that aren't in the room, Dev, Richard, and of course, some people that aren't at FGMT anymore that made a huge contribution. I'll call out to Raiko and Grace as well, who I wanted to mention. But a really big team, lots of people following a really simple diagram through over many years to sort of deliver what we did. So we're very proud of it.
Fantastic. Well, look, congratulations, Sean, to you, to the team, to everyone involved. And I'll leave you guys to have a great night.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Hi, we are the Arrow team, and you're watching New South Wales Architecture Awards 2022.
Thanks so much, Arab. Loving the use of confetti there. Moving on to commercial architecture, supported by Lysart. And I'd like to hand over to Will Pereira from Lysart to introduce the projects shortlisted in this category.
Thanks, Viv. Hello, everyone. We're very proud to be supporting the commercial architecture category at tonight's New South Wales Architectural Awards. On behalf of Lysart, we would like to wish all these contestants within this category good luck. And now let's take a look at the 6 projects that have been nominated and shortlisted.
Marrickville Metro by Hames Charlie. Judith Nielsen, Institute for Journalism and Ideas by Zarnes. Brookfield Place, Sydney by Make Architects and Architectus. 52 Reservoir Street by SJB. The Foundry by Lead, FJMT Studio, FJMT Studio and Sissons, Architects in Association to DA. And The Surf by Design King Company. And from the field of 6 shortlisted projects, the jury have given an award for commercial architecture to The Foundry by FJMT Studio and Sissons. The Foundry echoes the Everleigh Rail Precinct, deriving inspiration from the heroic, practical typology of the adjacent locomotive workshop. Understated externally, the street level has been lined with small retail pavilions, providing welcome activation. But it is the heroically scaled, deceptively calm interior that is the highlight of this building. Congratulations once again to FJMT Studio and Sissons. And the highest honour in this category, the Sir Arthur G. Stevenson Award for Commercial Architecture, is awarded to 52 Reservoir Street by SJB. Occupying a small, tight site, 52 Reservoir Street is an 8-storey mixed-use building with restaurant and bar at street level and boutique office space above. The key move is the insertion of a narrow laneway that reconnects Reservoir and Foster Streets, reactivating the street level day and night. Both interior and exterior deliver. An efficient building layout with column-free floor plates expansive glazing, natural ventilation and daylight from 3 sides is topped by a generous shared landscape roof terrace with city views. The jury applauds this new paradigm for urban infill. Congratulations once again to SJB.
And it's back to it's back to SJB HQ, where I'm joined by Adam and Paddy. Congratulations, guys.
Oh, thanks so much. Thanks so much.
Look, absolute pleasure. Now, obviously, Lord Mayor Clover Moore, very impressed by this project, as was the commercial architecture jury. Can I ask you, what does it mean to the team to receive both of these honours this evening?
It's unbelievable, actually. We just want to thank the jury and thank Clover Moore and the city for the awards. But I think more than anything, we want to thank our client, who is has become an amazing friend and mentor, and to have the kind of gumption to be able to let us do this building was really remarkable. So the Cornerstone Property Group and Michael Grant in particular, I just want to thank them wholeheartedly. It was such a pleasure to work on the building, and we live and work in Surrey Hills, so this is kind of like our backyard. It's important to do a building that we really love, and we just want to thank him for the support to be able to do this building.
And Adam and Paddy, what are you most proud of having been able to deliver through this project?
Look, I think that contributing to the growth of Surrey Hills, cities are organisms, they change over periods of time, and to be able to contribute to that organism, to be able to contribute to a place that we hope people love, and to the Fracks had operated this site for 100 years. It's been in their family, and for them to still own the building and to now have the little lane called Fracks Lane, it's really fantastic. And I live close, and you watch people walk past it, and for them to kind of take photographs of the building and to look at the reflection in the beautiful glazed bricks, it's just it's a delight. It's really enjoyable to be able to do that.
And is there anyone that you'd like to acknowledge or thank, in addition, of course, to your client?
We'd like to thank the amazing builders on the project, Growth Builds. The amount of attention to detail and care that they took in every step of the way was really phenomenal, and it's the success of the project is due in a big part to them, so I want to thank them. And of course to everyone who lives in, who walks through the project every day and enjoys it, and we get so many positive comments since it is in our neighbourhood. It's really special, and it's really the most amazing thing we could hope for.
Yeah, and I think, all the rest of the collaborators too. Black Beetle is the landscape architects. It's the engineers who worked on the project with us. I think that the nice thing about a project like this in an office like ours is that everybody contributes to the project. There's kind of really broad authorship. So we just want to thank everyone at the office for being involved. And the jury. Thanks, jury. Yay!
Here, well said, guys. Well, look, thanks for joining us. I'm now going to let you go and get back to the party there. So thanks again for joining us. After these messages from the Institute's corporate partners.
COLORBOND, made by Australia.
Now you can easily bring your projects to life with Dulux BIM Solutions. Dulux BIM Solutions provides easy-to-use BIM content, so you can add Dulux colours and product ranges to your Revit and ArchiCAD models quickly and simply. The latest Dulux BIM content update now includes the Dulux World of Colour and product ranges from Dulux powder coatings, protective coatings, Acrotex and Intergrain timber finishes. Dulux BIM Solutions, inspiring creativity.
When it's time to build, build on quality that's proven in Australia's harsh environment. Build on Lysart, steel roofing and walling. Style. Experience. Excellence. You have it all when you choose Lysart, steel roofing and walling. Insist on the best. Insist on Lysart.
And now to educational architecture, supported by Bondorma Techno. And it's my pleasure to hand over to Lee Labalestia to say a few words and introduce the nominees.
Thanks, Viv, and hi everyone. We're thrilled to be supporting the educational category. On behalf of Bondor, I would like to wish all the nominees the very best of luck. Now let's take a look at the 9 projects shortlisted by the jury in the category of educational architecture.
International Grammar School by BVN. Ascombe School, Margaret Bailey Building by BVN. Rouse Hill Childcare by Co-op Architects. Domremy College, Nano-Nagle Learning Centre by Hayball. 6 Hassel Street by Blight Rayner and Zahns. Shopfront for Youth, Performance and Art by Stephen Collier Architects. Ultimo Public School by Designing Sydney, Lacoste and Stevenson and BMC2 Architects in Association. Inner Sydney High School by FJMT Studio. And University of Sydney Engineering and Technology Precinct by Cox Architecture. Well, quite a field there, and we have several announcements in this category. The jury have awarded 2 commendations, which go to Inner Sydney High School by FJMT Studio and Rouse Hill Childcare by Co-op Architects. Congratulations to the teams. An award for educational architecture goes to International Grammar School by BVN. This series of projects at International Grammar School forms part of a work in progress, gradually transforming the school campus. New spaces inject lively, in-between and specialist learning spaces, and each piece of the refurbishment has a particular purpose and unique character. The jury thanks the architects and the school for this lesson in regenerative school building. Congratulations, BVN! The jury have also given an award for educational architecture to Shopfront for Youth, Performance and Art by Stephen Collier Architects. This project demonstrates how architects can add significant value to grassroots organisations through the strategic consideration of how they occupy their space. The tight budget brought focus to the design, and the jury congratulates the architects on this considered and restrained intervention. Congratulations, Stephen Collier Architects. And an Educational Architecture Award also goes to Domremy College Nano-Nagle Learning Centre by Hayball. The jury were impressed with the dedication to learning evidenced throughout this project. Proposed settings were tested in real time in a purpose-designed space, which repurposed an underutilised building in the centre of the campus. 3 forms are carefully brought together in the composition, with robust materiality and considered scale, respecting the adjacent heritage fabric. Congratulations to the team at Hayball. And now to the highest honour that can be awarded in the category of educational architecture, the William E. Kemp Award, which is awarded to Ultimo Public School by Designing Sydney, Lacoste and Stevenson and BMC2 Architects in Association. The rugged beauty of this urban hillside school is born out of the site's existing terrain, transfigured into a sequence of terraced outdoor learning areas, playgrounds and gardens stepping down the hill. The design skillfully appropriates the characteristic warehouse architectural language of the area to create contemporary contextual forms. while the school entry has a social presence within the neighbourhood, inviting the wider community to share the site's generous sporting and cultural facilities. The jury congratulates the architects and school community on this beautiful addition to Sydney's public schools. Congratulations, Designing Sydney, Lacoste and Stevenson and BMC2, Architects in Association. And I'm joined now by Terry, David, Richard and the team. Congratulations, guys. Give us a cheer. Well done. Well, look, a highly contested field in this category this year. Several announcements. I saw your look of surprise as the announcement was made that you had received the highest honour in this category. Can I start off by asking, how does it feel?
How does it feel?
Feels great.
It feels great, yeah. And on behalf of all the team, we are very, very happy.
Very happy.
Wonderful. And look, we got a sense there from the jury citation that this was very much a project not only for the school, the staff and students, but also for the broader community. Can you give us a sense of how each of those groups has responded to this beautiful project?
It's in Ultimo, and Ultimo is 98% of the students that are in the school live in an apartment. And so we thought it was the opportunity with the school to connect them with the nature and have all the classroom opening to outdoor spaces. So that's really what we've given to the students. And then there are part of the schools that are usable by the community, like the COLA could set up markets and basketball hall and a lot of facilities that can be used by the public too.
And what did you love most about working on this project?
Well, I think the challenge of the slope, it's really a steep terrain. There is 15 meters from the top to the bottom. So it's like 5-story on one side and a single story on the other side. So that was really challenging and a good opportunity to create a lot of terraces and gardens.
And is there anyone that you'd like to acknowledge who was involved?
The team
yeah, the team is all here. Yeah,
but also
Jackie, Helen,
and many people that are not here.
And also the department, the consultation groups, everyone.
Our consultants were awesome as well. CTW, shout out.
And just finally, guys, do you have a message for, I guess, the staff and students at the school, if they're watching the stream tonight or watching it over the next few days? Is there something you'd like to say to them?
Enjoy the place you're learning in.
Yes, I think the school's been very well received from feedback we've had, so it's encouraging to know that they're happy in their place. Yeah. Children have all a big smile when we go there.
Yes, very nice.
A bit like us.
Oh, good to hear, guys. Look, great to see such a beautiful public school making such a fantastic contribution, and congratulations to everyone who is involved. On that note, I'll leave you guys to have a fantastic night.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're very smart and you're watching the New South Wales Architecture Awards.
Thanks for the shout out there, Bates Smart. Well, the next category is Enduring Architecture, which recognises exceptional architecture completed at least 25 years ago that continues to be important today. And so, without any further ado, the jury have awarded the 2022 award for Enduring Architecture to Woolly Hesketh House by Ken Woolley. The Woolly Hesketh House arrived at an exciting time. International modernism was on the up and Australians were warily stepping away from more traditional housing forms. Celebrating simplicity in construction detail and its bush setting, it also tested ideas for living and methods of home construction. Its simplicity and plethora of good ideas, some borrowed, some invented, have lent themselves to adoption and emulation by many. As such, it is a most worthy recipient of the 2022 Award for Enduring Architecture. And now to the category of Heritage, supported by Westox Building Products. And I'd like to hand over to General Manager David Cooper, who sent through this message.
Thanks, Viv, and hi everyone. We're delighted to be supporting the Heritage category at tonight's New South Wales Architecture Awards. On behalf of Westox Building Products, we would like to wish everyone nominated for this category the very best of luck. The jury have shortlisted 13 projects in the Heritage category, and here are the nominees.
Nunungalla, Southern Highlands Regional Gallery at Retford Park by Tonkin Zilika Greer Architects. Walsh Bay Arts Precinct, also by Tonkin Zilika Greer Architects. The Great Cobar Museum by Dunn and Hillam Architects. Brookfield Place Sydney by Make Architects and Architectus. Dawn Fraser Baths by TKD Architects. Haberfield Library and Community Rooms by Lars Nimmo Architects. Palm Beach Surf Club by Alan Jack and Cottier, AJ&C. Argyle Well by Welsh and Major. Wesley Edward Eager Centre by Scott Carver. Stevenson's Mill by Hector Abrahams Architects. 44 Martin Place, Sydney by Hassel. Bundanon by Kirsten Thompson Architects. And Hinchcliffe House by Carter Williamson. Well, another strong field there, and the jury have awarded a commendation for heritage conservation to Stevenson's Mill by Hector Abrahams Architects. And commendations for heritage creative adaptation are awarded to Nunungalla Southern Highlands Regional Gallery at Retford Park by Tonkin Zilika Greer Architects. And Wesley Edward Eager Centre by Scott Carver. Congratulations to the commendation recipients. An award for heritage conservation goes to Dawn Fraser Baths by TKD Architects. Sitting on the edge of the Parramatta River, this nationally significant site was an early casualty of climate change, rising tides regularly flooding the South Pavilion rooms. Now raised by a metre, this considerable change in level has been managed with care and careful judgment while meeting new performance expectations. It is now ready for another phase in its service to Sydney swimmers. Congratulations, TKD Architects. And the jury have given an award for heritage creative adaptation to the Great Cobar Museum by Dunn and Hillam Architects. This revitalised landmark building celebrates the stories of Cobar and the traditional landowners. Detailed research and investigations underpinned skillful conservation and adaptation works, removing unsympathetic accretions and rediscovering the original architecture, while carefully considered interventions have allowed public use to be significantly increased. Congratulations, Dunn and Hillam Architects. And now to the highest honour in this category. The Greenway Award for Heritage is awarded to Walsh Bay Arts Precinct by Tonkin Zilika Greer Architects. Masterful adaptive reuse and rigorous respect for existing fabric, combined with clever planning, has consolidated a significant part of the Walsh Bay Arts Precinct into a living, creative, cultural heart of Sydney. The legibility and logic of the original structure is retained. Roof trusses remain exposed, and a continuity of space has been achieved with mirrors, which extend vistas and complete structures in an astonishing way. Where possible, existing materials are exposed and treated with a minimum of fuss, and new materials are selected to marry in and complement while adding finesse and delight. Congratulations, Tonkin Zilika Greer Architects.
And Peter Tonkin and a very happy looking team join me now. Congratulations, guys. Peter, can I begin by asking, look, what does it mean to the team to receive the highest honour in this heritage category tonight?
Well, I don't know, it's got a 2016 job number. We've been working on it for a long time, so it's great to have, acknowledgement of the hard work that all these guys and a whole lot of other people have put into it. So projects like that involve hundreds of people, as well as all the tradies, and you've got to acknowledge all of them, really.
Well, indeed, and look, it's an iconic site in Sydney, home to many fantastic cultural institutions. Obviously a very large project as well, but can you give us a quick sense of any of the highlights along the way or particular challenges you overcame?
Well, the two wharves are the equivalent of 40-storey timber skyscrapers laid on their side over 30 metres of water. So it gives you a vague idea of the challenges involved in terms of fireproofing, services, acoustics, everything. But the worst challenge we got was when we were designing the chamber music hall for the ACO, who had to have the best acoustics with, ferry hooters and helicopters. And then they said, and we want a view of the Harbour Bridge from inside the hall. That was the biggest challenge, in a way. So, yes.
Well, one that you certainly overcame in an exemplary way here, as the jury have noted. Peter, is there anyone that you'd like to acknowledge or thank? You've mentioned there were many people who were involved, but anyone that you'd like to give a particular shout out to tonight?
Ours, Create New South Wales, who were the ultimate client, Infrastructure New South Wales, delivery partner, Richard Crooks Constructions, who we were novated to, a host of engineers and subcontractors. But I think mostly the creative organisations themselves who imbued the project with such a demand for excellence and such a passion for performance and the arts and the end result that it rubbed off on everybody. So, thanks to them.
Wonderful. And before I let you go, any final comments, Peter?
The team can make final comments. Yeah!
Well, here, guys. Well done and congratulations to everyone involved. I'll leave you now to enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you.
Moving on to interior architecture, supported by Dulux. And to introduce the nominees, I'd like to hand over to Jess Lindsay from Dulux, who sent through this message.
Thanks, Viv, and hi everyone. My name is Jess and I'm the Specification Manager for New South Wales. Dulux is very proud of its long-standing relationship with the Australian Institute of Architects. With over 25 years of partnership and involvement, we are passionate about the design and architecture industry. And we are thrilled to be the sponsor for the Interiors category in this year's awards. Congratulations to all the finalists, with each interior project outstanding in their own right. Good luck.
Multiplex Headquarters by BVN. Walsh Bay Arts Precinct by Tonkin Silike Greer Architects. The Haysbury by Woods Bagot. Shell House by Woods Bagot. NAB3 Parramatta Square, also by Woods Bagot. King and Philip Foyer by FJMT Interiors. Wesley Edward Eager Centre by Scott Carver. Quantium by Bates Smart. The Wallara Hotel by Richard Stanisic. The Foundry by FJMT Studio and Davenport Campbell. 9 to 15 Young Street by Richards Stanisic. 60 Castlereagh Street by AETA Studio. And Hinchcliffe House by Carter Williamson with Mitchell and Eads. Well, the jury in this category have awarded commendations for Interior Architecture to King and Philip Foyer by FJMT Interiors, Walsh Bay Arts Precinct by Tonkin Silika Greer Architects, and NAB3 Parramatta Square by Woods Bagot. Congratulations to all the teams there. An award for Interior Architecture goes to Multiplex Headquarters by BVN. This bold and raw fit-out by BVN seeks to express the increasing role that workplaces have in communicating the identity and culture of the organisations that inhabit them. Recognising the difficulty of fostering a workplace culture, given the society-wide shift to working from home, this project is a dramatic and confident expression of the client's values in both its technical abilities and investment in its workforce. Congratulations BVN once again. The jury have also given an award for Interior Architecture to the Wallara Hotel by Richard Stanisic. Drawing strongly on tradition and context, the love and care for this neighbourhood institution is evident in the expression of materials and details throughout, from the in situ poured terrazzo floors to cleverly integrated mechanical ventilation in the ceiling. The jury commends the approach of designing for long-term durability and recognises the value that beautifully crafted small spaces can play in our cities. Congratulations to the team at Richards Stanisic. And an award for Interior Architecture also goes to 9 to 15 Young Street by Richard Stanisic. Displaying a consistency of attention to detail throughout, this project takes its cues from the architecture of the building, incorporating qualities of solidity, depth and tactility throughout the interiors. The overall impression of the spaces is one of calmness and refinement, with the solidity and weight of materials counterpoised by the expression of edges, junctions and openings. Congratulations once again to the team at Richards Stanisic. And the jury have awarded the highest honour that can be bestowed in this category, the John Verge Award for Interior Architecture to 60 Castlereagh Street by Ayeta Studio. 60 Castlereagh Street displays a creative and innovative approach to the refurbishment of an existing building, unifying the dual entrances of Castlereagh and Elizabeth Street through a singular architectural detail applied at scale. The project's philosophy of sustainability is apparent, achieving an outcome that utilises simple materials to great effect and repurposing existing materials into cladding and joinery finishes. The jury applauds this project as a demonstration of how an innovative approach can transform comparatively humble materials and spaces into areas that enhance and engage with the public realm. Congratulations, Ayeta Studio. Well, congratulations indeed. We have been trying to put the Skype call through to Alex and the team, but unfortunately it doesn't look like they're picking up. Wherever you guys are, I hope you're having a fantastic time. Congratulations once again, and now let's move on.
Hi! We're the team from Designing.
And Coastal Systems.
And you're watching the
New South Wales Architecture Awards 2022. Cheers to that.
Cheers indeed, and thanks so much to the team at Designing for that message. Moving on to the category of small project architecture, where the jury shortlisted 6 projects. Let's take a look at the nominees. Barra Bridge at Kensington Pond, Centennial Parklands by Sam Crawford Architects. Summer Place Pavilion by Akimbo Architecture. Stealth Pavilion by Plus Minus Design. The Sanctuary by Welsh and Major. Hyde Park Cafe and Museum Station Upgrade by Andrew Burns Architecture. And No Show at Carriageworks by Yousafzai and Hart. And in this category, the jury have awarded a commendation for small project architecture to Summer Place Pavilion by Akimbo Architecture. Congratulations, Akimbo Architecture. An award for small project architecture goes to No Show at Carriageworks by Yousafzai and Hart. Composed of readily available elements, No Show is an excellent example of a zero-waste project, completely demountable and reusable. The self-finishing materials complement Carriageworks' industrial nature and act as a counter to the conventional white box scenario that dominates exhibition design. While functional, it is above all a considered and elegant piece of design, made possible by an obviously close collaboration between all involved. Congratulations, Yousafzai and Hart. And the jury have also given an award in this category to Hyde Park Cafe and Museum Station Upgrade by Andrew Burns Architecture. The heart of this intervention is a spacious void between new and old, introducing a connection from street to park. Throughout, the project has been realised with sophistication and exceptional attention to detail, and demonstrates the great public realm benefit that can be achieved within a small space and without resorting to faddish bells and whistles. Congratulations to Andrew Burns Architecture. And the highest honour in this category, the Robert Woodward Award for Small Project Architecture, is awarded to The Sanctuary by Welsh and Major. The somewhat abstract brief called for a space that allows individuals, or a multitude, to deal with a range of emotions associated with a loved one's passing. The response is both primal and instinctive. Columbaria are gathered to form walls of various heights around a ring of steel columns, holding aloft a breathtakingly delicate roof. However, one notices not all is complete and concentric. Light drifts down, creating a dynamic, upbeat mood. The central podium is not in the middle. The grid of columns is twisted and the roof askance. The result is a restrained but liberating counterpoint to the severity of the cemetery's repetitive grid. Congratulations, Welsh and Major. And David Welsh and the team at Welsh and Major join me now. David, how nice to see you again. Another year, another live cross. How's it going?
Here we are again. Hopefully we've got the technology working a little better this time, but it's a fantastic award. We're all very proud, and I'm hoping the technology's coming through okay now.
It certainly is. I'm hearing you loud and clear, which is fantastic. Now, look, we heard in the jury citation there that this project began with a somewhat abstract brief. Can you give us a very quick sense of what it was like to work on this exceptional project?
Yes, and we're sitting here with Aaron Lakeman from Taylor Brammer, who was responsible for the master plan, landscape architecture, and the abstract brief. And excellent. I suppose it was a very broad brief in many respects. It's a non-denominational place of contemplation, of celebration, of many, many things. It needs to fill a number of different roles and takes different responsibilities. And that gave us, I think, a lot of flexibility to pursue the design approach that we did.
And do you have a sense of, I guess, the response to this project? It's obviously fulfilling, a very deep and important need.
We have had some feedback, and we've talked to people after they've visited and been part of ceremonies with a lot of people, and we've also talked to people who have just been there on their own, and it's been really wonderful feedback to know that it can cater for different circumstances, for very difficult circumstances, and a lot of times it's a place of contemplation. Sometimes there's sadness involved, but there's often celebration, and from all accounts, it seems to be working very, very well.
And look, is there anyone that you'd like to acknowledge who was involved along the way?
Lots of people. Andrew Short, who led the project for us. Chris Major, my partner. Pretty much everyone behind who was involved, not involved, or at least just supporting the practice. the Hills Shire Council, of course, who are the clients and owners of the Castle Hill Cemetery. Aaron Taylor Brammer, the landscape architects and master planners. We could keep listing. Is there anyone else that I think that's probably it. Yeah. Hibernian Constructions, who are the builders. How long have we got?
Well, you know, I can give you another 15 seconds if you've got...
No. It's a 2.5 hour evening. We better get on with it. So we'll leave it at that.
Well said. Well, look, David, congratulations to you and to everyone involved in this beautiful project. And looks like there's the celebration underway already. So I'll leave you guys to have a fantastic night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, the next category is Sustainable Architecture, supported by Bosch. And I'd like to hand over to Adam Price from Bosch to say a few words and introduce the shortlisted projects in this category.
Thanks, Viv, and hi everyone. We are delighted to be supporting the Sustainable category at tonight's New South Wales Architectural Awards. On behalf of Bosch, we would like to wish everyone nominated in this category the very best of luck. The jury have shortlisted 9 projects in sustainable architecture, and here are the nominees.
11 Gibbon Street, Redfern by DKO Architecture. Eden Port Welcome Centre by Cox Architecture. Dimensions X OM1 Mobile Studio by Peter Stutchbury Architecture and Oscar Martin. Valgala CLT Passive House by Betty and Nutt Architecture. Curl House by Trias. Phoenix House by Harley Graham Architects. Bundanon by Kirsten Thompson Architects. Rosby Wines Cellar Door and Gallery by Cameron Anderson Architects. And Pepper Tree Passive House by Alexander Symes Architect. Well, a great range of projects on the shortlist there, and the jury have awarded 3 commendations for sustainable architecture, and they are awarded to Curl House by Trias, Eden Port Welcome Centre by Cox Architecture, and Rosby Wines Cellar Door and Gallery by Cameron Anderson Architects. Congratulations to all of the commendation recipients there. An award for sustainable architecture goes to Bundanon by Kirsten Thompson Architects. Bundanon is a setting in which the visitor is always connected with function and place. Technologies and materials have been wonderfully curated to suit their purpose. Achieved within a tough context of bushfire ratings and local flood risk, this project is an exemplary demonstration of getting the basics right, with a strong grasp of passive design principles supported by appropriate technologies. Congratulations to the team at KTA. The jury have also given an award for sustainable architecture to Dimensions X OM1 Mobile Studio by Peter Stutchbury Architecture and Oscar Martin. Led by a focus on how we live and engage with nature rather than home as artefact, this project is commended for the way in which it allows purchasers to tailor the system to best engage with their site, whilst retaining the integrity of low footprint, low energy, affordable and thermally comfortable living. Congratulations, Peter Stutchbury Architecture and Oscar Martin. And an award for sustainable architecture also goes to Pepper Tree Passive House by Alexander Symes Architect. This infill project is a living demonstration of how our homes might be adapted to a changing climate. From the salvaged colonial-era sawn brick wall linings for the indoor thermal mass through to the solar sunshades and respectful site arrangement, the architect has created a thermally comfortable living environment that is also rich in nature sensory experience. Congratulations, Alexander Symes Architect. And the Milo Dunphy Award for Sustainable Architecture, the highest honour that can be awarded in this category, goes to Phoenix House by Harley Graham Architects. Phoenix House challenges the notion that sustainable living means we must surrender something, and instead shows how a deeper respect for planet and people can create a home that is rich in comfort, materials, details and community. Underpinned by right-sized systems of renewable energy and water harvesting, this home displays a considerable effort by the architect to salvage, reuse and reinterpret old materials. With every new room having an old story to tell, the project is flanked by a new tiny home insertion that demonstrates how housing infill can be achieved with respect for neighbours, for planet and for people in the community who might otherwise be disenfranchised by the expensive traditional housing. Congratulations, Harley Graham Architects. And I'm joined now by Harley and the team. Congratulations, Harley. Quite a field we just saw there with the commendations and award recipients. You've just received the highest honour in this category. How does it feel?
It's amazing, thank you. It's a real honour, and obviously the field is incredible, absolutely incredible, and you know, many of our heroes.
Indeed. And look, Harley, the jury effusive in their praise there on the sustainability credentials of this project. Can I ask what you were most hoping to achieve with this home?
Well, we basically wanted to do this sustainable remix album, you know, so we stripped the house and put it all back together, and we wanted to, create a template for future living. The tiny home next to it sort of supports the affordable living in the area, and ostensibly, although it is connected to the grid, the house is off grid, and it was just a really exciting little project that seems to be punching above its weight.
Well, it sure is. Can you give us a sense of how the clients have responded to it?
Well, the client is me.
That wasn't in the jury citation. There you go. What do you think of the home then, Harley?
The client's me. It's me and my two nearly teenage children. And look, it's a delightful place to live in. It's a gorgeous, you know, part of a big part of it is the connection to the community. And we're in this space in history where people just don't pop in anymore and drop in and walk past, and we're connected to these sports fields, the park, and people drop in for cups of tea or a glass of wine in the afternoon, and that connection to community and that openness and that social aspect is also really important within the sustainability realm.
Indeed. And Harley, is there anyone that you'd like to acknowledge who's been involved in making this great project happen?
Look, it's the amazing team. You know, that we're a really collaborative office. Everyone has a go in all of the projects. A big shout out to Verity Noonan, who has left the office to become an incredible visual artist. She helped a lot. But look, so many beautiful people, engineers, builders, etc. So it was a real team effort.
Oh, wonderful. Well, look, Harley, thanks so much for chatting with us tonight. Congratulations on your named award-winning home, and I'll leave you guys to have a fantastic night.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Pravina. I'm Sophie.
And I'm Alex. And we're from
EmAGN Studio. You're watching the 2022 New South Wales Architecture Awards.
Thanks for that message, Ayetta. Very nicely shot there. Moving on to urban design, supported by Brickworks. And it's my pleasure to hand over to Sarah Langbridge from Brickworks, who sent through this message.
Thanks, Viv, and hi everyone. We're so proud to be supporting the urban design category in tonight's awards presentations. On behalf of Brickworks, I would like to wish everyone nominated in this category the very best of luck. There are 7 projects on the shortlist for this category, so let's take a look at the projects in the running for the Urban Design Award.
Parramatta Escarpment Boardwalk by Hill Fallis Architecture and Urban Projects with McGregor Westlake and Jane Irwin Landscape Architecture. Macquarie University, Central Courtyard Precinct, by Architectus and Aspect Studios. Newcastle, East End, by SJB. Alumni Park, by McGregor Westlake Architecture and Spackman Mossop Michaels. Key Quarter Lanes, by SJB, Sylvester Fuller, Studio Bright, Carter Williamson, Lippman Partnership and Aspect Studios. Terrigal Boardwalk and Rockpool, by Arup. And Bundanon, by Kirsten Thompson Architects. And now to the announcements. The jury have awarded a commendation for Urban Design to Terrigal Boardwalk and Rockpool by Arup. Congratulations, Arup. An award for Urban Design goes to Key Quarter Lanes by SJB, Sylvester Fuller, Studio Bright, Carter Williamson, Lippman Partnership and Aspect Studios. Integrating existing and new buildings, the diverse team of architects and designers have shaped a place that feels to have grown organically, enriching the established network with new laneways and vistas. Demonstrably the work of a coherent and enjoyable collaboration, the project is a gift to the people of Sydney and an important contribution that should inform how our cities can grow and evolve. Congratulations to the teams. The jury have also given an award to Parramatta Escarpment Boardwalk by Hill Fallis Architecture and Urban Projects with McGregor Westlake and Jane Irwin Landscape Architecture. This accomplished and transformative urban project affords a continuous foreshore access way for pedestrians and cyclists from the University of Western Sydney at Rydalmere to Parramatta Park. Responding to a series of complex technical challenges, including flood levels, ferry turning circles and bicycle safety standards, the project overcomes these challenges, presenting as a coherent, robust and elegant solution. Congratulations, Hill Fallis Architecture and Urban Projects with McGregor Westlake and Jane Irwin Landscape Architecture. And the highest honour in the category of Urban Design, the Lloyd Rees Award, is awarded to Newcastle East End by SJB. SJB's master plan reaffirms the city's characteristic urban form and structure. Historic buildings are retained and adapted, and the perimeter block typology referenced to reset street wall heights and activate frontages. A new laneway network has been introduced and new, taller buildings located to protect views and sunlight in the public spaces, ensuring that the existing fabric is respected and the urban experience is enhanced. The jury applauds this successful balance of urban design, community and market expectations, which has created a high-quality urban realm that is a model for other regional cities. Congratulations, SJB.
And it's back to SJB. I'm joined by Adam and Sasha. Well, it's back to SJB once again. Adam, how does it feel to receive the highest honour now for urban design?
Oh, it's amazing, and I would just say this is not an SJB project. It's a really collaborative project between Tonkinsalaki Greer and Durback Block Jagers and Aspect Studios and SJB. So it's been a really remarkable process. I also, full hats off to the clients, because we've had 3 different clients over this project. Firstly, GPT, then Urban Growth New South Wales, and then finally Iris Capital. And Sam Anu, who runs Iris Capital, calls himself the Renaissance Man. And it's been really amazing to work with them to, get this project going. And Newcastle is one of the most beautiful places in New South Wales. So we're really, we're super stoked to be able to contribute to the city. It's been amazing.
And Adam, what do you hope the longer-term impact of this project is going to be on Newcastle as a city, but also more broadly the community there?
Oh, look, I think that the big challenge for us in Australia is how to work better with the regions and get the regions and our second cities to be places that we can move to and live in and have our lives in. And there's, Newcastle is a really remarkable city, and I think that the announcement of the high-speed rail between Sydney and Newcastle by the Labor government has been really fantastic. So we're super excited about that. But I think it's just it's got the right ingredients for a really remarkable place to live. So, we've just been really happy to contribute to it, and really the support from the government architect and also Newcastle City Council was just, it's really incredible to have that support to be able to do these kind of projects. So we really want to thank them too, in particular Olivia Hyde, but also to our planners, Alison McCabe and Jonathan Knapp, who's our urban designer in-house. So really, that was really fantastic.
Excellent. And any final comments before I let you guys go? Any other members of the team want to say anything?
I just want to say, thanks to everyone. I mean, look, to get a project finished in New South Wales is a remarkable feat. To actually finish a project is amazing. This has been a 10-year process. We did 157 community consultation meetings. We got heckled by community about this project. And the nicest thing about this is that people now take photos of it and hashtag it and talk about how great it is as a contribution to Newcastle. So we just want to thank the community. It's a really amazing opportunity to contribute to their lives. So yeah, that's it. Thanks.
Here, guys. Well said, Adam. Thanks so much for joining us, and I'll let you go now.
Thanks.
And we'll be back with the next round of announcements, the residential architecture categories, after these messages from the Institute's corporate partners.
Established in 1974, Alspec is the market leader in the design and distribution of innovative aluminium systems across Australia. Aluminium is strong, lightweight, and 100% recyclable. Alspec is committed to sustainability and building Australia's future.
The sun comes up every day, so if something happened to you that day, the next day is going to be a new day and you just start off fresh. So that's one of the reasons why that summer sun colour is also good for me, but it's also the centre of our Aboriginal flag. So being able to share my culture through my art is something that I want to do, and teaching my daughters and my kids how to continue to do that as well.
For more than 130 years, Bosch has designed products that spark enthusiasm, improve quality of life, and help conserve natural resources. We've built our reputation on design, quality, reliability, trust, and sustainability. In short, we want to create technology that is invented for life. With more than 200 international design awards attained over the past 5 years, Bosch is the clear leader in home appliances. Outstanding design requires both great form and function. For home appliances, invented for life means giving people peace of mind for their daily life at home.
Welcome back. And the next three categories are for residential architecture. We'll begin with multiple housing. The jury for this category have shortlisted 13 projects. Let's take a look at the nominees that are in the running.
5 Urig Road, Stage 1 by BVN. Opera Residences by Zarnes. Key Quarter Lanes, 8 Loftus Street by Studio Bright. Living Quarters by HA Architecture. Macquarie University R1-R2 Student Accommodation by Architectus. Newcastle East End Stage 1 by SJB, Durback Block Jaggers and Tonkin Zuleika Greer. King and Phillip Residences by FJMT Studio. Clarion by SJB. 20 Cross Street by Bates Smart. 9 to 15 Young Street, Quay Quarter Lanes by SJB. The Surrey by Candelapis Associates. St Mary's Housing by McGregor Westlake Architecture. And Quay Quarter Lanes, 18 Loftus Street by Sylvester Fuller.
And the jury was clearly impressed by the shortlisted projects, and they have awarded 4 commendations for multiple housing, which go to 5 Urig Road, Stage 1 by BVN. King and Phillip Residences by FJMT Studio. St Mary's Housing by McGregor Westlake Architecture. And Quay Quarter Lanes, 18 Loftus Street by Sylvester Fuller. Congratulations to all accommodation recipients. And there are 4 award announcements in this category as well. An award for residential architecture, multiple housing goes to Living Quarters by HA Architecture.
This compelling and replicable model for future aged living houses retired sisters, the daughters of charity of St Vincent de Paul. The deceptively simple and elegant project of 2 rectangular buildings provides a total of 8 delightful independent living spaces, and in the skillful hands of the architects, economic materials and traditional details are elevated to the sublime.
Congratulations, HA Architecture. The jury have also given an award in this category to Newcastle East End Stage 1 by SJB, Durback Block Jaggers and Tonkin Zuleika Greer.
This development represents design excellence in a regional context, maintaining a modest budget and providing quality housing. The collaboration highlights the strength of the team, setting a precedent for design and amenity in Newcastle. Congratulations once again to SJB, Durback Block Jaggers and Tonkin Zuleika Greer.
An award also goes to 9 to 15 Young Street, Quay Quarter Lanes by SJB.
9 to 15 Young Street is designed with respectful alignment and materiality to the heritage Hincliffe House adjacent and Customs House beyond. The open expression of the lower commercial levels provides an elegant contrast to the more enclosed residential upper levels. The apartments are quiet and enclosing, offering secluded, delightful spaces for living.
Congratulations, SJB. And an award for residential architecture multiple housing also goes to Clarion, also by SJB.
The transformation of Alexandria from industrial into a livable neighbourhood is rarely marked by high-quality private developments. Clarion is an exception. Scalloped precast facade panels express robustness, and the building is split into 2 simple rectangular forms. The trust between client and architect is evident in the delivery of house-like apartments in a rugged and unpretentious building.
Well, a very big night for the SJB team. Congratulations once again, guys. And the highest honour in the category of residential architecture multiple housing, the Aaron Below Award, is presented to Quay Quarter Lanes, 8 Loftus Street by Studio Bright.
8 Loftus Street is one of 3 new residential buildings rejuvenating a neglected laneway precinct in inner city Sydney. Sitting politely in the heritage zone, the materiality and texture reflects and harmonises with adjacent sandstone buildings. A darker brick base below a steel grey brick above is enhanced by soft bronze folding perforated screens that control sunlight and privacy and animate the facade. Exquisite facade detailing carries through to the interiors, a testament to the architect being commissioned for architecture and interiors. Clever, well-considered joinery elements with quality finishes elegantly frame the city and harbour views. The shared roof garden was carefully negotiated by the architect, providing a greenscape which benefits the residents and provides visual amenity to surrounding buildings. Congratulations, Studio Bright.
Hey there, Mel, I just said you picked the right party to be at tonight. That's all good. Can you hear me now?
I can.
Yes?
Yes.
Oh, you can. Excellent. Well, Mel, look, congratulations. What a place for you to be tonight back at SJB headquarters where, can I just say, the party looks like it is well and truly underway. Now, Peter Mould mentioned at the beginning of the night that this was a highly contested and much awarded category. You've just taken out the highest honour. How does that feel?
Oh, it's really unbelievable and just so incredible. I would probably take up too long if I told you really how it felt. It's been such a long journey. We're so pleased to be here with Sylvester Fuller and SJB and Aspect as well. This has been such a big journey for a lot of us, and this is really incredible for us as well.
Mel, is there anyone that you'd like... Is there anyone that you'd particularly like to acknowledge who's been involved in this project?
I really would. I suppose firstly I'm here with my good husband Rob, and I'm here with Jackson and Em from Studio Bright team. Ryan couldn't be here. Ryan, we love you and we're sending you big hugs with your family. And also to the rest of the Studio Bright team, what an amazing effort. I'm really sorry this is going to go too long, but I'm just doing it. I want to also just say hello to my our beautiful little daughters, who one of them was 3 when we started this project and she's now 10. Thanks for accepting me not being home and being in Sydney more often than I was being a mother. I just want to thank the SJB, Sylvester Fuller, Aspect, this team of people that worked on this project, supported us. They're our friends, they encouraged us, and the fact that we're all here together and everyone is getting mentioned is just incredible. It's just amazing. So I want to also say, City of Sydney, AMP Capital, thank you for giving a little practice like mine, who had just done a couple of Alterations houses, a go on this first multi-res building. It's pretty wonderful, and I feel like I've forgotten someone, but you can ask another question if you like.
Well, Mel, I'll just ask you quickly, is there anything else that you'd like to say about this project? I mean, you've referenced the fact that multi-res is, you know, a different typology for your practice. Any comments on that?
I mean, it's just massive for us to be recognised in this space. It's phenomenal. So mostly, I'd just like to say, you know, thank you to the jury for recognising it. It means so much to us. And thanks for having us, SJB, at your party.
Well, look, well said, Mel. Congratulations to you and to everyone involved. And the party's underway, so I'll let you go and have a fantastic night.
Hi, we're architects, and you're watching New South Wales Architecture Awards.
Very nice work there, Architectus. Thank you for that message. Next up in the residential architecture categories is alterations and additions. There are 14 projects on this shortlist. Let's take a look at the nominees.
Stoneleigh by Paul Davies Architects, Heritage Consultants. Argyle Well by Welsh and Major. Surrey Hills Terrace by Co-op Architects. Woolloomooloo Apartment by Stephen Collier Architects. Mossman Minka by Downey North. North Bondi House by Anthony Gill Architects. Beach Chalet by Matter Studio. Lighthouse by Alexander Symes Architect. Escarpment House by Virginia Kerridge Architect. Annandale Residence by H&E Architects. Hidden Garden House by Trias. Iri Ricky by Madeline Blanchfield Architects. Tsubo Niwa by Matt Elkin Architect. And Gesticulating Wildly by Carter Williamson with Arendt and Pike.
And the jury have awarded 4 commendations for residential architecture, alterations and additions. The commendations are awarded to Hidden Garden House by Trias, Iri Ricky by Madeline Blanchfield Architects, Escarpment House by Virginia Kerridge Architect, and Beach Chalet by Matter Studio. Congratulations to all the commendation recipients. An award for residential architecture, alterations and additions goes to Argyle Well by Welsh and Major.
Described by the jury as a vision in a dream, order is restored here as a single home for modern living. A simple palette of restored timber boards against white ornate hard plaster is elevated through a play of objects within the rooms. Natural light washes from above to illuminate a series of meticulously laid stones.
Congratulations to the team at Welsh and Major. And the highest honour in this category, the Hugh and Eva Burek Award for Residential Architecture, Alterations and Additions, is awarded to North Bondi House by Anthony Gill Architects.
The approach to the corner site of North Bondi House feels like stumbling upon a rare gem amongst suburban homogeneity. Immediately apparent is the filigree-like nature of the batten facade, all but disguising internal family life. There is a sense of generosity to the street, the building is distinguishable but not overbearing, and large openings encourage a sense of community through casual interaction with passers-by. Restrained yet inventive detailing further confirms that this project is likely to become a memorable point of reference amongst Australian architects and a slow burn kind of love for locals. Congratulations, Anthony Gill Architects.
And Anthony Gill joins me now. Hey Anthony, congratulations. How does it feel to receive this highest honour?
Look, thank you very much. Yeah, no, it is a great honour, and thank you to the jury. It's greatly appreciated.
Well, we heard there in the jury citation the very many accolades that they've bestowed upon this project. What was it that you most wanted to achieve with it?
Look, it's our own family house, so it's for us. It was a balance of giving us exactly what we needed on a restrained budget, but that would sort of form the backdrop for a rich life. So, and there's challenges in building houses, and certainly challenges in building your own house where you see it as a great opportunity that you want to take.
And a slow burn kind of love, said the jury about this project for the neighbourhood. How have the neighbours responded to it?
Look, mostly positive. Not everyone loves it. Now that Sue Barnsley's lovely garden is really taking hold, I think it's actually quite popular.
And you mentioned Sue Barnsley there. Is there anyone else that you'd like to acknowledge or thank who was involved?
Yes, yeah, I'd like to thank a patient builder in Tom Griffith, my patient staff, and a very patient wife and collaborator, Sarah McSpadden.
And anything else you'd like to add before I let you go and to enjoy the rest of your evening?
Again, I'd like to just thank the jury. It's a great honour for a small practice. You know, we worked very hard on this project for many years, and it's great to be recognised for that.
Oh, wonderful. Well, look, Anthony, thank you so much for joining us this evening. And on that note, I'll let you go now and have a fantastic night.
Thank you very much.
The final residential architecture category is Houses New. There are 8 projects on this shortlist. Let's take a look at the projects considered by the jury.
DD House by Boki Grant. Dimensions X OM1 Mobile Studio by Peter Stutchbury Architecture and Oscar Martin. Seagrass House by Welsh and Major. Lee House by Candelapis Associates. Curl House by Trias. Bermagui Beach House by Winter Architecture. Rosewood House by Madeline Blanchfield Architects. And Stable House by Sibling Architecture.
The jury have awarded a commendation for residential architecture Houses New to Dimensions X OM1 Mobile Studio by Peter Stutchbury Architecture and Oscar Martin. Congratulations to Peter Stutchbury Architecture and Oscar Martin. An award goes to Seagrass House by Welsh and Major.
Occupying a privileged position on the Tathra headland, this project is a unique interpretation of the beach house genre. The articulated form of the house, with its series of large corner windows, enhances the feeling of being right on the edge of nature. In the words of the jury, it is a result that only the best architecture can achieve.
Well, congratulations once again to Welsh and Major. And the jury have also given an award to Curl House by Trias.
This incredibly cohesive design is the beautiful resolution of a very clear and successful design strategy. Bookended by private quarters at either end is an elegant family space of kitchen and dining, completely connected to the garden. A refrained palette of materials is masterfully detailed, and deep reveals conceal the complexity of sliding glazing, screening and blinds that enable spaces to respond sensitively to the climate.
Congratulations, Trias! And the highest honour in this category, the Wilkinson Award for Residential Architecture Houses New, is awarded to Stable House by Sibling Architecture.
This small family home pops with joy and colour and belies its small footprint, with a series of overlapping spaces, artful voids and curated views of greenery. The house weaves within the skin of the existing stable wall, creating a delightful quality of natural light and depth of texture. Sibling Architecture has created an incredibly adaptable house with an eye to the future, without losing sight of the past, and the jurors agreed that it is an inspirational model for how pockets of forgotten space in densely populated areas can be transformed into calm sanctuaries for living. Congratulations, Sibling Architecture.
And we had Chen Yi Lim on the line a moment ago. I think we're having a couple of technical issues at their end, so we're just going to give it another minute or two to see if we can get them back on the line. And I'm getting the word no. Look, I'm so sorry, but look, congratulations once again to Chen Li and the team at Sibling Architecture on a fantastic achievement. And I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic night. And now, let's move on.
Hi, we're the team of Cox Architecture.
And you're watching the New South Wales Architecture Awards 2022.
And now to the final of the main awards categories, Public Architecture, which culminates with the announcement of the prestigious Sulman Medal. The jury considered a shortlist of 10 projects in this category. Let's take a look at the nominees.
Willinga Park Camp Draft VIP Grandstand by Cox Architecture. Nunangulla Southern Highlands Regional Gallery at Retford Park by Tonkin Zuleika Greer Architects. Walsh Bay Arts Precinct by Tonkin Zuleika Greer Architects. Eric Tweedale Stadium by DWP, Design Worldwide Partnership. Willinga Park Show Jumping Arena by Cox Architecture. Bundanon by Kirsten Thompson Architects. Eden Port Welcome Centre by Cox Architecture. Church of the Living God by Candelapis Associates. Ken Rosewall Arena and Precinct by Cox Architecture. And Kings Langley Cricket Club and Amenities by Ewan Lewis Architects.
And the jury have awarded 2 commendations for public architecture, which go to Eric Tweedale Stadium by DWP Design Worldwide Partnership and Church of the Living God by Candelapis Associates. Congratulations to the project teams. And there are 3 award announcements in this category. The first award for public architecture goes to Kings Langley Cricket Club and Amenities by Ewan Lewis Architects.
The Kings Langley Cricket Club and Amenities building is a considered public building in an everyday suburban context, and the architects have masterfully maximised the opportunities embodied in the site constraints, using these to raise the ambition of the project. Appropriate to its place and delivered with care and thought, the jury commends this rich, warm and highly appropriate public architecture. Congratulations, Ewan Lewis Architects.
The jury have also given an award for public architecture to Ken Rosewall Arena and Precinct by Cox Architecture.
This project exemplifies the opportunities for carefully articulated adaptive reuse of existing structures, effectively extending the use of the project from a handful of days a year to almost weekly. Hovering above the original Sulman Award-winning concrete and steel form, the new PTFE fabric skin roof and operable facade allows for improved player and spectator comfort, while views of the sky and surrounding tree canopy leave a lasting impression.
Congratulations to the team at Cox Architecture. And an award for public architecture also goes to Walsh Bay Arts Precinct by Tonkin Zuleika Greer Architects.
Walsh Bay Arts Precinct has created a wealth of arts and cultural spaces from a much-loved piece of public infrastructure. The project masterfully integrates new structural, building code and audio and visual requirements into an old structure which was the antithesis of fit for purpose. The jury congratulates the project team and all involved for this impressive addition to Sydney's cultural life.
Congratulations to Tonkin Zuleika Greer. And now to the highest honour that can be bestowed in the public architecture category, the Sulman Medal, which is awarded to Bundanon by Kirsten Thompson Architects.
Bundanon creates a new appreciation of the Boyd estate, its history and setting. Centred in the historic core of the estate, the 2 principal components of the project, the bridge and the buried museum, respond artfully to the primary necessities of the brief. Boyd's studio forms a fulcrum between these 2 components and the original Arthur and Yvonne Boyd Education Centre by Murcutt, Lewin and Lark. It is through this careful siting and screening that each is allowed room to breathe, sitting naturally alongside each other, each enjoying their distinctive settings in the landscape. Congratulations, Kirsten Thompson Architects.
And Kirsten, Lloyd and the KTA team join me now. Well, look, congratulations on receiving the Sulman Medal, a high honour indeed. Kirsten, how does it feel to receive this accolade?
We're pretty rapt, actually. Really delighted, I think, on behalf of Bundanon and the KTA, an amazing team that's been on this. This has been a long time in the making, this project. So it's very exciting. It's a great honour. So thank you to the juries. They saw it in full flood mode. and I was very grateful that it was actually doing what we were claiming it would do. So there's something for floods. Anyway, marvellous client, a brave client, and pursuing a vision for a very long time. These projects take a long time to get off the ground. There are so many people to thank. An amazing board, the vision of Deb Illy, who just pushed for this project for a long time. Marvellous people here, Mary, who's standing here from education, Rachel, who now has the mantle to continue running and driving this. So it's very exciting. Yeah.
Well, it's a culturally iconic site, Kirsten, and I believe the Education Centre won the Sulman Medal, I think, in 1999. So it's now a double Sulman Award-winning site. Can you just give us a sense of, I guess, what it meant to work on something, so culturally significant?
Yeah. Look, it was a very loaded project from day one. It needed great care and respect for what was here already, which was pretty special, and one of the finest buildings in the country, but also a very complex cultural history as well. There was the Boyd family, there was millennia of occupation by the Wadi and Yuin people. So it's a very complex site. And really, we saw our job as trying to help interweave these elements so that there was this lovely continuity of all these different chapters of the site. So it was quite stressful at times. And Lloyd here, Lloyd McCarthy, a big thanks to him and the rest of the team. Lloyd might want to say something. Yeah.
Oh, no, just door numbers. Same. And then the complexities of the site with the bushfires from one side, the floods from the other, just really gave us opportunities to design with and shaped this place as it is now, and it's really great to be recognised for that.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. And look, I would also like to thank ADCO, the builders. Phenomenal. We were in the middle of COVID, all of this. It wasn't an easy task, and they absolutely delivered. A special call out to Pierce in particular, and Seamus. There's many more. And I would also just like to really thank our wonderful consultant team. And look, huge team, but just a couple of people really to acknowledge. Early on, this is a concept that came out of a true approach of many disciplines, not just us architects. And so Italia 10 on the early ESD concept, Brett and Phil Irwin on the structural, but last but not least, Rate Associates, landscape architects. This project in place is all about landscape and the appreciation of that. And so a special mention to Megan Rate and Nicole Thompson, who were just absolutely fantastic. And so much of what this is and its beauty is because they're on the team. So, yeah.
Wonderful. Oh, well, look, thank you so much for joining us this evening, and congratulations, Kirsten, Lloyd, the whole team and everyone involved on this extraordinary project. And I'll leave you to have an absolutely wonderful night.
Thank you so much.
Well, the next announcement is a new initiative of the Emerging Architects and Graduate Network, known as EmAGN. The EmAGN Project Award is a celebration of a project that has come about through the contributions of early career architects in areas such as leadership, collaboration, application of expertise and quality of architecture. And here are the 7 projects considered by the jury for this inaugural award.
The Great Cobar Museum by Dunn and Hillam Architects. Judith Neilson Institute for Journalism and Ideas by Zahns. Summer Place Pavilion by Akimbo Architecture. DD House by Boki Grant. Kin House by Ava Shirley Architect with Noah Shirley Architect. House at Shelley Beach by Michael Cumming Architect. And The Bondi Treehouse by Mark Shapiro Architects.
Well, a great range of projects in the running there. And without any further ado, the inaugural EmAGN Project Award is awarded to the Great Cobar Museum by Dunn and Hillam Architects. Well done.
A sensitive project in a remote location with a modest budget presented challenges but also professional development opportunities for Dunn and Hillam staff members of the EmAGN demographic. This included the appointed project architect Rose Davies. Rose's ability to lead and closely collaborate with team members, consultants and contractors is a product of mentoring from senior staff and a team culture of knowledge sharing. The success of the project is a testament to the development and contributions of staff members of the EmAGN demographic, which makes it a most worthy recipient of the EmAGN Project Award. Congratulations, Dunn and Hillam Architects.
And Rose Davies and the team at Dunn and Hillam Architects, join me now. Congratulations, guys. Well, look, to everyone and to you, Rose, how does it feel to receive this inaugural prize?
Yeah, it's an awesome accolade, I guess, and yeah, reflective of just the great team environment that Ashley and Lee, the directors here, have built. So I think we're all super appreciative of it, and certainly I am, yeah.
Wonderful. And look, congratulations also on your earlier win this evening in the Heritage category for this same project. Rose, can you give us a quick sense of what it was like to work on?
Yeah, it was a wonderful project. The clients were really had great vision and great determination, and I think that really made the project into what it was. And of course, collaborating with a wonderful team of consultants who all brought their expertise to the project, and in particular the builder with their sort of, I guess, passion for heritage architecture made it just a really seamless and exciting project to be part of. So yeah, I'm really thankful to the full team.
And is there anyone you'd like to single out in particular to acknowledge or thank?
Well, apart from the people I just mentioned, yeah, I'd like to thank Ashley, my director, who was the sort of project director, who taught me a lot about the sort of whole process, I guess, and was there for every step of the journey, and also to Lee Hillam, just for, you know, wonderful mentoring as a lady in the construction industry. And
we should also thank Peter Freeman,
yeah,
who is the architect that got us involved in the project to start with,
yeah,
with Cobar Shire Council.
And Carly. Yeah, and Carly is the project manager behind the scenes in Cobar Shire Council with yeah, and Trev, the project manager. Yeah. there's lots of people.
It's an ever-expanding list. That's great. And Rose, do you have a sense, or can you tell us how the community in Cobar have responded to this project? What kind of impact has it had so far?
I think it's been really well received so far. The clients have told us it's increased the visitor numbers drastically and the revenue that they make, which means they can kind of, you know, sustain their business and actually put that money towards the next stages of this project, which are these kind of wonderful landscape projects that get out into the greater mine site and start to acknowledge country in a really great way. So I think they're really excited, and the fact, you know, they've come back to us and there's continued work, you know, that says something. So yeah, it's really exciting, and I think, you know, lots of people who we've talked to have been out and visited, and it seems to have gone really well, and hopefully will continue to stand the test of time. It's been there since 1900 and will keep going for many more years.
Well, hear, Rose. Congratulations to you and the team once again on this fantastic project and receiving this inaugural EmAGN Project Award. And you've got the wine there, so I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you.
Well, there are only 2 announcements to go, and the first is the Blacket Prize. And I'd like to hand over to Noel Thompson, Chair of the Regional Division, to say a few words and introduce the nominees.
Thanks, Viv, and hi everyone. I'm Noel Thompson, Chair of New South Wales Country Division. I am proud to be introducing the Blacket Prize at tonight's New South Wales Architecture Awards. Established in 1964 by Country Division, this award is given to a project situated in country New South Wales that promotes design excellence in a regional context. On behalf of the New South Wales Country Division, we would like to wish everyone nominated in the category the very best of luck. Now let's take a look at the nominees.
Newcastle East End by SJB. Bundanon by Kirsten Thompson Architects. Seagrass House by Welsh and Major. Edenport Welcome Centre by Cox Architecture. And Newcastle East End Stage 1 by SJB, Durback Block Jaggers and Tonkin Zilika Greer.
Thanks so much for those comments, Noel. And it is my great pleasure to announce that the 2022 Blacket Prize is awarded to Edenport Welcome Centre by Cox Architecture.
As a result of the architect's close engagement with the client, community and contractors, this project represents design and public engagement excellence in a regional context and is a work of outstanding merit. Whilst the Edenport Welcome Centre houses maritime authorities on the upper level, the waterside promenade, framed by the extended timber structure, performs multiple roles, hosting weekend markets and exhibitions and guiding arriving visitors through to the visitor centre. These experiences are all framed by the reused timber with a wonderful integration of local Indigenous art and storytelling, reflective of our emerging understanding of country. Congratulations, Cox Architecture.
And David Home and the team at Cox Architecture join me now. Congratulations, guys. How does it feel to receive the Blacket Prize?
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a real honour, actually. I started my architecture in country New South Wales at Newcastle, and Blacket was obviously very well known. So to receive this award is a huge personal and collective honour for us. And it's all about, as many of the awards tonight, regional Australia as well too. So it's really wonderful. We're chuffed.
Wonderful. Now look, David, this is an absolutely beautiful project. Can you give us a sense of what it was like to work on?
Oh, it was a wonderful project, and I guess I might sort of begin to thank especially Neil Rankin from Rankin Builders, who he's kind of the real hero of the project because he actually personally went out and found a lot of the timber that was reused throughout the project, some of which were 100 years old. So for us, it was a really constant process that we had a concept design in place, but it evolved over time with these sort of great builders and a great client, Natalie Godward from the New South Wales Port Authority as well.
And what were you most hoping to achieve here?
Oh, I think from our point of view, it was about a public building. So the thing about Eden is that it hasn't always been great times about down there, so they needed work, and so this project is a place that provides work, and it also is a new public place as well too. So it serves the cruise industry that comes into the harbour, and so it's now a new sort of a focus down on that harbour area. So for us, it was beyond the brief, was trying to pursue this idea of public architecture in a country town, which is a really wonderful and warm feeling to have been able to achieve that.
Indeed, and I don't know how often you get a chance to head to Eden, but do you have a sense of the impact that it's had on the community there so far?
We do, and obviously now getting post-COVID, so they're starting to get some of the cruise industry and tourists back in there. So it's apparently a wonderfully visited building. It's a visitor centre as well as a marketplace as well. So they all love it, and they sort of see it as being very much their own. And that was part of our brief, is to not design a building that was not from that place. So we're very much looking to try and explore and find, a sense of place that enable that building to fit within its environment. So that seems to happen. People love it. It's lots of Instagrams and selfies as well too. So it's always a good sign.
It's a very high mark of success, isn't it, when you're big on the social medias? Now, you referred to some of your collaborators and people who are involved in this beautiful project. Is there anyone else that you'd like to acknowledge before I let you go?
Yeah, I think in addition to Rankins and New South Wales Port Authority, our team, which we worked on the master plan for this for a long time, Lachlan Abercrombie, John Ferrandinas, Ingrid Kelly, Nicole Dark, Matt Trilsbeck, Philip Cox as well, Katie McKenna and Ashley Robinson, a great little team on what was a great little project.
Wonderful. Well, look, congratulations to you and to everyone involved. What a beautiful project, a great reason to go and visit Eden. And on that note, I'll leave you guys to have an absolutely fantastic night. And that brings us to the final award of the night, the announcement of the New South Wales Architecture Medallion. The most prestigious accolade awarded by the New South Wales chapter, the New South Wales Architecture Medallion is selected by the jury chairs from the field of named award winners across all categories. And it is my great pleasure to announce that the jury have awarded the 2022 New South Wales Architecture Medallion to Walsh Bay Arts Precinct by Tonkin Zuleika Greer Architects.
The Walsh Bay Arts Precinct is the successful culmination of many years of strategic planning that has consolidated a significant arts precinct into an historic part of Sydney through the provision of new and improved homes to many of our most important cultural institutions. The project is a considered intervention within fine historic buildings. New flexible spaces and long axial circulation spaces maintain the scale and experience of the existing wharf. Historic fabric is carefully and appropriately restored, and new fabric reads as clearly new. The jury's considered Walsh Bay Arts Precinct as both a fine new public building and an exemplar of the power of adaptive reuse to retain important built fabric and create memorable new institutions within the city. Congratulations once again to Tonkin Zuleika Greer Architects.
And it's back to Peter Tonkin and the team. Well, Peter, it seems strange to say how does it feel after that response, but, you know, it is the New South Wales Architecture Medallion. What would you like to say?
Thank you. You were unfortunately drowned out by jubilation. I'm going to ask someone else to say a few words. You've heard me. So, Julie. Come on, Julie.
Julie, the floor is yours. Julie, what does it mean to the team to receive the New South Wales Architecture Medallion, the highest honour that can be bestowed at these awards?
Totally amazing. Fabulous team. Congratulations, everybody. We're really, really proud. Thank you.
Very proud. Thank you.
No, it's fantastic.
I do have one question. I do have one question that I had to hold over from the previous live cross. Oh my gosh, the party is going crazy. I'll try to get this one out, guys. It's this idea, I suppose, of going beyond just the long-term impact of a project to talk more broadly about legacy. What do you hope the legacy of this project will be, not only for the institutions who inhabit it, but also for the broader people of New South Wales?
I don't know. The Opera House was the first building in Sydney that actually engaged with the water. And I really like to think that Walsh Bay kind of bookends that the other side of the Harbour Bridge. It doesn't just engage with the water, it's over the water. And I'd love to think, you know, not just our work, but Hassel's at the Sydney Theatre Company, you know, provides this amazing multitude of venues for a whole range of public stuff. And there it is right on the harbour facing north, which is, you know, Sydney's great asset. So, and there aren't any buildings in the world like the Walsh Bay Wharves and Woolloomooloo, but, you know, they're unique to Sydney. So, sorry. No, it's a great legacy to have.
Now, would anyone else? Yep.
Yeah, and completely, like, the people there were so passionate. The passion informed us all. And to go there now and see these young actors at ATYP, probably amongst the world's best classical musicians at ACO, it's magic to see them there in a wharf that still feels like a wharf. So, thank you to everybody, really.
Wonderful. And any final comments before I let you guys go? I can see Brian there. I don't know if you'd like to say anything.
The other team, I actually had almost nothing to do with that building.
Well, you're a former national president, Brian. I felt like I had to say something, Peter, sorry, any closing comments before I let you guys go and finish off the party?
Institute for running all of this. I'm kind of sorry we couldn't be there in person because it would have been a great night. The support for architecture as a public art, I think, cannot be underestimated, really. Got to get it front and centre. Thank you.
Peter, I think you should actually talk about all the different theatre companies.
I did. We'd be here all night. We'd be here all night, Rob.
Okay. Well, look, guys, just on that note that you just mentioned, Peter, about getting together face to face, there is, of course, the big party happening on the 29th. So I hope you and your team are going to head down for that so you can have the big celebration with all of the other members and bring all of your collaborators along to that one as well. Any final quick comments before I let you guys go?
No, Brian might. No.
Okay, guys. Well, look, Peter and the entire team at TZG, look, congratulations once again, and look, have an absolutely fantastic night.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that brings the announcements to a close. Congratulations once again to the winning practices this evening and all of the entrants. And of course to all the clients who've commissioned the work that we've seen this evening. I'd like to take this opportunity to once again thank the corporate partners and sponsors for their ongoing support of the Institute and the awards program. It's great to have you in the show, and thanks for sending through all your messages tonight. And I'd like to give a shout out to award-winning Australian furniture designer Tom Skean, who has very kindly supplied the furniture for our set this year. Thanks again, Tom. To all the New South Wales members, there's a link in the YouTube description below to get your tickets to the Celebrate New South Wales Architecture event on the 29th of July. It promises to be a great party where you can finally celebrate the awards together face to face. I hope you have a great time. And that's it. Thank you all for watching. It's been a pleasure to be your host. Wherever you may be, have a great evening.
You've been watching the 2022 New South Wales Architecture Awards, proudly supported by the Australian Institute of Architects National Corporate Partners, BlueScope and Torbans, Alspec, Dulux and Brickworks, Bondor Matecno, Lysart, Fielders and Bosch, Plan Cover and Architecture Media, as well as the New South Wales chapter partner, Westox Building Products.